was make this in short time. The pistol round is starting, but there you go. There's your bracket. This is the match we're casting. We'll also cast this semi-final on other streams. We have Mouse versus Gambit, Envy versus Flipside, Dig versus Astralis going. But I'll get this out of the way because we are getting started with things. He's going to open up with a fast push up towards middle there, which JW will punish. Flush up, holding back a bit here, actually holding one off there. Looking for the second on a Jacob, but he does not find his way in very quickly. And now Schneider hitting Alu over here by the steps, looking to eliminate him as well. Having a bit of trouble topping him off, but also waiting to see if he overpeaks. In the meantime, as you can see, Crims jumping up onto the step, shuts it down. Flush with a nice peek. And all that's left is Rain, who is going to die, well, quite pitifully in a corner, which giving Godsent the first round and their first step towards New York. Moving into the second round, of course, we'll see Faze going for the usual second round force buy. They did not get a plant, as you can see, so won't be saving up for that usual third round buy. They're just going to proceed right into the force up, which we'll see probably heads directly over to the B-bomb site too, judging from the movement. A couple of them are going to investigate over towards the A site, obviously, not to raise too much suspicion. And Alu, of course, playing in mid, but he'll be contested by JW, who's already checking lower too. And it looks like there is some players from Faze going down there to check as well. But as we'll see, they're not pushing just yet. And also, we have a bit of a close-up engagement with Crims wrapping the corner. It's a 2-for-1. So Crims moves in with the teammate. Double security, I guess you could say. Crims taking down Rain. And now a nade bouncing back in there. Not going to do a whole lot of damage, but pretty sure Godsent realizes this is coming. And more than likely, this will just get wrecked. As we can see, 2 kills for them. One of them being brought down to 6 HP, but that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Unless Alu can roll in with a Glock. Now a Tech 9. And pick up some pretty big kills. Sorry. Which he won't. He'll be going down. And with that, we will see the round end once again for Godsent there. Picking things up, getting to 2-0. And Faze going to the trash round. Now, I have to preface in advance, by the way, guys, once again, this is a solo cast. I will do my best to entertain you, but also, in my current region, it is currently 4 in the morning. So, I would have to ask your forgiveness for the lack of any hype. When it comes to anything crazy, because, yeah, the rest of that should explain itself. But it looks like Faze are going to go for a pretty straightforward execute into the A-bomb site. Now, Schneider, along with Crims, looking to investigate things. Crims kind of jumping up and down a bit here. But he does see the rush moving out. Perfectly timed pop flash, although one of them does escape, not for very long. The Deagle swap from Crims, finishing off another one, and then also picking up that final kill as well against Rain. Giving Godsent their third, and now this puts us on to the first gun round, of course, going right for the op as well, wasting no time with that buy. Like a lot of North American gun rounds, but Faze took these anti-ecos, these ecos rather, a little bit more straightforward than some of us would expect. So Alu is going to have no trouble whatsoever buying up the op, picking up the armor behind it as well, making things a little bit more, making things a little bit easier for him just to peek out, try to find those hits without being instantly destroyed by an up-close encounter. And he will be investigating connector first. That smoke, unfortunately, blocking this peak spot, but if he can get over to the mid boxes, he can assist. They have another player, of course, watching on top, but we have that aggressive pressure from the CTs down below. Human, Bacon's gonna be able to hold off here, and he picks up a second kill against Schneider as well. Takes him down, and all of a sudden, Godsent aren't looking too good. Both pinned just around the crawl space leading into the mid area. Flush is going to go for the early rotate, but Faze still a bit slow on a follow-up. Flush is going to be in sight, but again, only working with the SMG at the moment. Doesn't really have any additional support beyond that. Just a crap ton of nades to try and hold these guys back. Faze, though, no reason to rush things just yet. They're holding on, sitting back. With Jacob's incredible hold back there, it suddenly put Faze in complete control. And they're waiting to see, again, just run the timer down a little bit here and see if anybody over-aggresses that they can punish once more. Won't be the case, though. Flush still sitting back. And JW also trying to watch out in case anybody comes in either outside the palace or in through the connector from mid, just to try and punish any rotators that may be hanging out in market. Really just trying to pin them down and do as much economical damage as possible. That's the person that would be rotating, but obviously JW is looking to deny that. And now Flusha, well, he doesn't last very long. Rain moves out there and immediately wrecks him from his position over here in the market. And now he's even waiting for the JW push too. You can see it coming from a mile away. So in the event he does actually push in here, then he is going to find himself dead pretty damn quickly. But it looks like he's just going to hold back now and doing the same thing he has been before. Pretty good position just to sit back here and try to watch out for any players pushing him, but Faze aren't going to be doing that anytime soon. They just started to establish their economy. Obviously, the money's still very low for a majority of these players. There's no real big reason to push into this just yet, so they can kind of let JW get away. And also, the other thing to consider too is, I mean, just look at the money for Godsent. they're going to rebuy anyway, so you might as well kind of just let them get away with it since they're going to pick that back up once again. So they'll let him escape. Well, he's going to try to creep in here at the last moment to look for anybody that may have wandered outside towards CT, but there's no one here, and it will be the first round ceded to Faze. Kiyoshima ends up going down there, but again, the rebuy shouldn't be too big of a problem for the T's at this point. And so there's that reinvestment I was talking about now. JW picking up the op, the rest going for just the rifle buys, and obviously Schneider still saving, so keeping that rifle that was carried in from the previous round off of a teammate. Now again, we'll see where FaZe decide to go. More mid-pressure this time, having both AZ along with Rain outside, but JW with a quick denial shuts Rain out, taking him down. There's going to be more here too. May have overestimated the pressure a bit, but at least it denies that control. The real problem, though, is going to be this push rolling into the B bomb site. This is all in Prodax right now until Flush can get into position. Thankfully, that's pretty quick. Prodax shuts down 2. The third one's still sitting inside his Alu, but he doesn't last very long at all. It's all on AZ at this point. But sitting on that cap position, Schneider, he's already spotted him. Just waits for the smoke to fade so he can be as accurate as possible, and he will shut it down. Godsent return the round. They reset the T's here. Now, they probably are going to be able to justify a 4-zip if they decide to do so, considering the fact that 4 to 5 of their guys stayed alive on the last gun round, but it would also be pushing it a bit. But they're still going to go for it here. 2 players having to downgrade to the pistols. Kiyoshima and Rain picking those up, but the rest are on AKs. It looks like it's going to be pretty much the same plan as the last round, the only difference being Rain, as you can see here, kind of sneaking over onto the ramp. JW quick on the frags again, peeking out from the connector area. Finds a fast one. He's going to hunt for more, but Faze now holding back a bit here. Holding mid, at least they're underpass completely because of that Molotov. Flush also, as you can see, out over on top of here. Looking to try and see if he can get anything. And Rain still waiting patiently here too inside of the T connector, so we haven't seen anything from him yet. Keep that in mind for later on in the round, but Alu also going to be sneaking in, looking for that repeat from JW. I doubt he'll get it, but now that they've gotten that early kill here, Godsent really have no reason to peek back out. So they're just going to hold back and wait it out here while we do see FaZe. What? Oh, we do see FaZe slowly sneaking up. JW gets the timing shot of the century right there to shut down another member of FaZe. The rest, well, they've given up on mid completely now, and they're all just going to rotate back over here into the A-bomb site. Try and go for a last-ditched hit. We'll see how well this goes. Godsent are already expecting something like this. Schneider in a fairly aggressive position, but it's paying off, as you can see. 2 quick kills. Alu's coming out of Palace. Does leave Schneider out, so he's going to catch that trade. Rather than JW finding another one. Good run from JW. First of all, that first kill, very aggressive that he pushes out for. Again, I don't have replays, so sorry for the low production value. He pushes out, gets that really early kill from Connector. Second round in a row, he's got that, by the way. And then he moves back in to find that smoke kill at the end, hearing the player kind of trying to push his way up towards it. And not only that too, but gets the closing shot. So good stuff from him, keeping it consistent, and obviously that force up from FaZe is going to cause a reset. At the moment, FaZe, granted, only 6 completed rounds in, but you can see here, they haven't had a whole lot of kills just as of yet, so Godsent's building up quite a bit of an economy this early on. And there's JW again. Granted, we're not expecting anything that great, but it's kind of a buffet for JW at this point. Even spotted more. Flusha wants a piece of it, so he's going to move in there. That's how Jacob Kiyoshima does respond. JW getting maybe a bit too over-aggressive there, but again, in the grand scheme of things, this is a kick in the bucket as far as the rebuy is concerned right now. So they'll move in pretty quickly to shut out Kiyoshima. It's another easy round, I guess you could say, for the Godsent guys. And there's that rebuy already moving in. It's only brought him down to 78.50 as they recover the op. So money seriously rolling in. And FaZe, well, not a whole lot to be seen from them just yet. Like I said, we're still only about halfway through the first half, but even at that point, right? We got AZ, who's in double agent territory if he drops this round without getting a kill. And the others, I mean, 6 kills between the 4 of them. It's not looking so good. Rain, though, is going to finally start us off with a kill for the side of FaZe. That's in Palace there. We saw members of Godsent try to get aggressive in here. It's going to be Pronex that dies just around the corner. Rain holding it steady there for now. But JW doing the same thing. So it'll be a bit of a standoff unless Rain decides to proceed forward. Which it looks like JW is actually going to go for it. Let's see, check this close, tight angle, though. Knows it. Oh, he even grabs a no-scope. But it doesn't kill. It goes through the wall a little bit. So Rain's going to survive that at 14 HP. Still, though, that's definitely going to cause a bit of caution on both sides of that one. JW so far looking completely on fire with his shots. And FaZe originally looks like they were rotating over here because they get that early kill, but the thing is, this could just prove to be a trap. Oh, I can clear this now. This is just proving to be a trap because obviously the 3 is still sitting in sight. It can prove to be a bit of a problem. And they're holding close angles too, which could be pretty hit or miss depending on if Faze is expecting it, but it's already been deployed a few times by Godsent, so we would assume that they may be kind of expecting some stuff to be held close to the site. In they go, though. Starting things off, Alu finding another kill onto JW. And Rain, very careful about sneaking out up top there. Once more control, it's a great pop flash, but Rain with the perfect timing on punishment. Jacob also shaking down Snyder, only allowing him for one trade. And that is going to bring Faze back into this round. Flusha is the only one left. Well, he's got nothing to do, so we're just going to tuck away in CT spawn and try to take this over to the next round now. Hold on, I'm trying to reserve at the same time. That's not easy. Yeah, so just sitting back here. And again, the rest of Faze, obviously, will move out to hunt him down in a moment. So he chose to try to move out, which will be punished pretty quickly by Jacob there, giving Faze their second pickup. Question, of course, will be really of consistency. And also, important meme note, by the way, Izzy did not get himself to 007 just yet, but he also didn't get out of it. Hasn't gotten a kill or an assist, so keep your eyes on that one, folks. So we get into the next round here. It's already talking about the money that Godsent had. As you can see, they had no problem buying back into it. JW, once again, is going to be sitting himself in the window position at the moment. I'm looking at angle to see through, but the smoke just tossed in there. Won't be able to see all that much. He backed away pretty quickly, though, so no room for punishment from Jacob anytime soon. And JW just taking some pot shots, seeing if he can find anything. Very cautious, of course. So this is actually a pretty crucial turning point, because I think this is one of the first rounds where we've seen Faze get actually really good control of mid this early on. But now, of course, they got to transfer it into sight. There goes JW again. We had another trade sequence go up back over there towards the connector, too, but JW just put it back into the favor of Godsent. Here comes Izzy, though, trying to sneak in. He picks up that kill on Schneider, and he officially avoids being a secret agent by picking up that kill. JW, oh, another great shot on the Alu. Shuts him down. 2 up and running still for Faze, and they're just going to brute force their way onto the A-bomb site. Pushing their way in here now. They managed to get up onto it, and they should be able to find the plant. Thankfully, no really good flanks here lined up around through mid, back behind the ramp or anything like that. And Pronax really has the only other angle for this one. He's just hiding back behind CT. Got flashed. Flushed with a good nade, though. Finishes off AZ, and Pronax with the timing shuts out Rain. Plant even just comes in there, too. Had they kind of gone for that retake a second or two earlier, they may have been able to deny that entirely. But still, the retake moves in. That's what they wanted. And again, they end up trading rounds with Faze, which just destroys the economy. They're probably going to have one more force up their sleeve. But after that, they're right back down in the dumps. And basically what'll be a full eco, just a Tech 9 round. And we will indeed see that force. So now also having a double op setup being picked up by Godsent. We've seen the efficiency of these recently. Kind of seemed to go away for a bit, but it's come back in full force now over the past couple of months. JW and Crim's arming at this time, and look at JW. The absolute madman moving out towards mid. They want to do that aggressive mid push, and this time with an op in his hands too. Crims will be the guardian of the A bomb site though, and this is where it matters. The problem for Godsent, still all these players sitting out in mid, but thankfully the timing still works out great. They're able to check out mid, get themselves way back into the bomb site, and now have plenty of time to wait for the deployment from Faze. Seems that they called it off. Not going to go for things just yet, even though they had it lined up. And Kiyoshima, oh, that will explain it. Which means probably, I don't know the rules exactly for this qualifier. Yeah, this round's dead. There's no way this round's being played up. But yeah, generally speaking, if someone disconnects before anyone dies, I believe the rule is that they'll reset the round. I don't know for sure though, so obviously this will get match medicked. And, well, it will get match medicked, obviously they make a decision to match medic it. But we gotta wait for word from the admins on how exactly that's gonna go down. Oh, and he's back in very quickly, so thankfully I will hopefully not have to fill for very long, assuming match medics are a quick thing. But we'll just wait for that. I think it was... Oh, we had the player reconnected. We should be able to figure out what exactly the problem is. It's certainly not Kiyoshima in this case. And then we will get it fixed pretty quickly. Right back into the action. But just to give you guys a preview once again, and to give you... Uh-oh. Don't tell me the server's going to die. That's going to make things a lot more complex. Alright, good. Alright, so just to give you guys some more info as well about ESL 1 New York, which should be coming up very soon. It'll be on the 1st to the 2nd of October at the Barclays Center in New York with a 200... It's not going to be on dust. Calm down, people. The $250,000 prize pot. We already have SK, G2, Team Liquid, Virtus Pro, Navi, Fnatic, along with these two other teams that are going to qualify over the course of the next week. Obviously, with the European qualifier today, and for anybody that is just joining us, Godsent and Faze are playing on this stream, but on other streams, we also have Gambit and Mouse Sports playing. Envy and Flipside are also playing, and Dignitas versus Astralis. The winner amongst these 8 teams is going to get the European slot. And then sequentially over the course of this week, there's no real set times for these matches, but they're just going to be played out over the next, couple of days or however long it takes. C9, CLG, Echo Fox, TSM, Optic, Energy, Complexity, and Immortals are going to be playing. If you guys are interested in picking up tickets for the event, once again, on the 1st to 2nd of October, you can go ahead and do that over on ESL-1.com, where you can go and pick those up at your pleasure. But yes, once again, my name is Blue. We're just waiting to get things restored here. But while we do that, I think I'm going to kick up the tunes really fast. So stick around, folks. And as soon as we have this match live once again, I'll bring things back to you. Alright, it looks like it's coming back up here any second now, so give me one moment. I will unmute the game. There we go. I'm assuming this is live. I may be proven wrong at any second. But hey, we'll find out, won't we? Probably tell you in about 20 seconds if this is live. It looks like it's live by Godsent's positioning. Yeah, I think this is live. Okay. We're gonna assume this is live, and if I'm wrong, I'll just look like an idiot. Someone will post it to Reddit, probably. But yeah. Well, let's get right into it. As we see Faze again now onto another four-step round. Obviously, the score will catch up, I believe, once this goes like a round or two. It should be able to fix itself, guys. So don't freak out about that. We'll roll with the punches until we do get a fixed score. But Faze lining up for an execute into the A-bomb site. And Godsent holding what appears to be just like a straight line across the map, too. We'll have to rotate in pretty quickly. Also, the op getting tossed over into Alu's hands now, too. He tosses that down for a moment, but Faze once more rotating in quite a few players in Palace, too. That's a bit of a heavy Palace push, so possibly a lot of tests going into Schneider. But Krim is also watching for that, too. This is actually, this kind of a setup could actually go really well, but yeah, that's where it goes badly. Schneider, unfortunately, peeking out just a bit too soon, and is absolutely destroyed by 3 players. Krim's with a fast trade, though, being armed with the op, and now Jacob moving himself out there. Doesn't manage to find a nice connecting kill there. Pronax still sitting in the B-bomb site, waiting for someone to push here, but it's definitely not going to be the case. Godsent were pushed out very efficiently by Faze, and well, it looks like they're not going to be able to get any further. Unfortunately, though, for Faze, Kiyoshima does push himself up there a bit. Krims is going to be able to punish that. And Krim's also lurking his way back in now. They're looking for a path in. This smoke on steps, though, is going to be a really big issue for these guys to try and force in. Good news is that Molotov gets right in the way of, I believe it's going to be Alu sitting in the back there. So if he wants to push back into the site, he's got to push directly through that. And also, these guys are wrapping out of the site. That's dangerous now because they give them so much control. Jacob also missing that opportunity to grab a kill onto Flush. Krim's just wrapping out. Alu does peek back in there, picks up another one. Pronax somehow burns to Alu. There's 2 kills in the process there, but we do see Krim's holding the line. He gets a huge round on a 4K. With that, Godsent are going to be able to pick up the round. And, well, what do you know? The score is also back. So we go 8-2 for Godsent. At this point, purely just wrecking Faze. Not giving them any room at all. And for anybody who, again, may have just joined us here, the important thing to remember is Faze have already been reset twice. So they're constantly, you know, normally you don't have as many issues with the economy on the T side because it's always, you know, just generally speaking, a bit cheaper to buy things up. But it's becoming a problem because they constantly have to deal with these resets and they got to build from ground zero. So again, it looks like it's going to be pretty direct as far as the play is concerned. Out towards mid in the opener here, using a lot of players in underpass, and they're not being quieted about either. So Flusha knows this is coming. JW, though, still holding close to the window. It's a good reliance on teammates, and a nade double kill from Flusha, and he stacks up a third to close it out. Faze get absolutely massively wrecked. No room for you at all on that eco round. Godsent is textbook closing it out right now. That economy also continues to build right back up for the CTs. 2 guys over 10K after they've bought everything for this round. And a few more guys still with plenty of cash to afford at least one, possibly, you know, another force buy as well after that one full rebuy that we see when and if Faze are able to pick up another round. But and it's going to be a split play once again on this round at JW. What? Holy crap, he gives in these crazy shots, dude. JW hitting a shot around the corner onto Alu, shutting things down. And what is this? The ball's on JW right now. Pushing out, shuts down Jacob. He knows Kio's around the corner, and he spots AZ as well. Gets the intel from his teammate, spots him around the smoke. Pronax wants a piece of the action, though, so he's going to jump out a window. You've had enough, JW. Now it's my turn. Moves in, shuts out Kiyoshima, and it's all going to be on Rain here. Unfortunately, not a lot to be on him because he's in a 1v5, but still, he'll do what he can. Still a minute and 13 seconds left on the clock. If you go for a save at this point, it's going to be a long waiting game. Does meet some presence there inside of the palace, and he's going to push himself out here and out where he's basically been boxed at this point because they did see him in there. Tries to push out. Actually, almost grabs his kill and Flusha. Flusha not finding the 1-taps indeed. It's going to bring another player from Godsent a bit low. However, ultimately, it's killing time. Moves in, finds 1 kill. There's no follow-up, however, from the other direction. He's going to peek out and find a 2nd kill. They don't have a box. It's just that one direction push. So he's able to hold it. Picks up 2 kills there. If he had the bomb, he would have had actually a clear path into the site right now, but wasn't to be the case. They smoke him off. They're going to let him in. That actually does give him, I think the bomb's actually underpass, so I don't think it gives him control, really, but he's going to head out towards mid. See what he can do about this with 30 seconds left. Spots the peek. Now a 3rd kill. He's doing massive damage right now. And the best thing is Flusha can't really peek him to try and take him down. He's only got 16 HP. He can't risk taking that duel. This is a very viable situation for Faze now. But Rain, he's still going to have to deal with Flush out here. Does he expect it? Looks away just in time. And he will escape into the A bomb site, having also plenty of time to get this bomb onto the ground. I have no clue how this round turned itself into this. But somehow it has. And now he's going to be boxed in here. First target is still Flusha, though, rounding the corner. Rain peeking out, not checking into connector, but thankfully, no one piercing for him just yet. The big problem for Rain, though, is no utility. He's working pretty much from this position. And if Flusha had already seen him retreating back over there behind the poles, it's going to be what should appear to be an easy job to overwhelm him. They're checking towards Ticket now in the direction in CT. Rain's all he's got to do is peek at the proper time. The smoke goes in, covers Rain. He peeks out. Crims can't seem to find the angle against him. But Rain once more here, also trying to hunt down those kills. Hasn't heard it defuse that. Flusha's got a good position over the smoke. He sprays it down. Rain grabs the first kill. Crims, though, is the last one alive. He's got a kit. I think he's going to get this, but it's going to be very, very close indeed. It looks like he just gets it, so Godsent have to count their lucky stars. They actually managed to close out that round, but massive damage being done by Rain. Almost an amazing 1v5 comeback into the round. So with that, again, it will give FaZe the extra money to be able to buy up here. And they know they did really good damage there, so they are going to try to go into things once more. Full buyout for these guys, at least as far as what they could afford. Tech 9s across the board with the exception of Rain, who does pick up an AK. And the rest of these guys, for the most part, sticking 3 inside of the B hallways, pushing out onto the site now. But also they got to worry about this flank from Schneider. This could destroy them entirely. Schneider actually messes it up at first, but still gets the damage. Picks up 2 before they're even into the bomb site. They do get site control, but they're already ready for a retake here. So let's roll into the window position. JW looking for a way out of here very quickly, too. There's a counter flank moving in for Schneider, though. Rain is the one mounting it. So we'll see if he expects it in a moment here, as he is going to have players up on his butt, and there we go. It takes him down. So all of a sudden, things looking a lot better for FaZe to try and actually pick up the round and close out what actually should have been their round after that. Rain almost had that clutch in hand. Good shot from Crims, though. JW following it up with one of his own, and now it all falls to Rain as the last man standing inside of the apartments here, with a pretty good position, too. Mom's going to go a bit too far, allows him to push out, but he misjudges the position. Still battling with that defuse, and he actually gets it through the box. Rain! Oh my god! He's going absolutely crazy right now. Rain picks up both those kills, and now FaZe find a third round. Rain in these last 2 rounds has been absolutely monstrous, and now look at where he's gone on his team scoreboard. He's almost positive the only one on this team that's doing that. Next highest player is at 6-11. Holy crap, Rain. Oh my goodness. It's still not going to break the money for Godsent, though. They've got at least this round, possibly another one too, since they're actually just starting to build up the losing bonus now. So maybe not an additional round, but they probably still do have one more force in the future if they really want to go for it. FaZe, though, wasting no time getting outside here, but good early damage done by Crims. Schneider underneath of the platform, and he's got a second kill for free since Alu's completely blind. Flusha shuts down AZ8, and Schneider's just going to play with the ladder physics a bit. Shuts out Rain there. Another quick trade on from Godsent. It does, once again, screw up the economy for these guys really badly after 2 huge rounds from Rain. All their efforts, at least for right now, are made null, unless they can pull off some amazing efforts here on these pistol buy rounds. For Alu, he'll be the only one to pick up a rifle. Just going to go for the Galil buy. And obviously Godsent right back on the saddle with their own full buys, full utility, and everything else as well. But for right now, again, we can see already some good damage going on to the members of FaZe as they try to play around with the A-bomb site. It's a fake, but they do actually get control. We'll see how much of a rotate this draws. Flusha for now still sticking in here. And obviously JW trying to play with it. So many of these guys, pretty much every single one of them is fulling 50 HP. JW with a full blind kill on a Rain. He's going crazy still. And Flusha spraying down the actual hit. The 2 players try to push apartments, but he just takes it out like a man. Standing out there in the open, grabs 2 kills. And alright, Pronex. Quick kill onto AZ to close it out. Godsent will end it there. And that's going to be the half, guys. 12-3 for Godsent. Some good efforts from FaZe, but ultimately their problem is that the first, 8 or 9 rounds just looked absolutely abysmal. And with JW going off with his own op, and it's not really seeing any correspondence from FaZe until we had those great rounds from Rain, it across the board just looked really, really rough. So unfortunately, they weren't able to put up that much on the board, and I mean, the real question is now, I mean, they don't win the pistol, obviously on CT side here, then FaZe might just be dead in the dirt already. But we should be getting ready up here at any moment. It clicks, I would assume, mean that the players are getting readied up, but we will see in a second, and there we go. Jumping into it. The maps, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, in case anybody is curious about that, of course, it's always available over on like HLTV and whatnot, but this was FaZe's pick, too, just to note that. FaZe pick Mirage. We go to Train after this one, which is Godsent's pick. And then Dust 2, if we need to go to it, will be our 3rd map for this one. And just as a broadcast schedule once more, for anybody looking to stick around on this stream, we will be covering the semifinal that results after this game, which will be between the winner of this one and the Mouse Sports versus Gambit match. And the winner of that goes to the finals. Then we, of course, join the teams from the lower bracket, and the winner of that final third best of 3 is going to be the team that ends up going to ESL 1 New York, representing the European qualifier here. But anyway, we are well on our way into the pistol round for the second half. Godsent basically could be the winning round here, unless we see some crazy stuff happening in the anti-ecos, but if Godsent get up 15-3, that's going to be a huge run that Faze would have to make. Like liquid proportions to bring them back, even more so. It would be absolutely intense, especially if a match of this scale. But Schneider, quick flick there to shut down Jacob as they push into the bomb site. One player still holding around the corner here, and that's going to be Rain, but I guess no problems for Schneider at all. Moves in, shuts down Rain. Site's already under their control. We do see Alu and AZ rotating in. And also Kiyoshima moving back in over here towards the kitchen area, but I believe it's called it Europe. But AZ moving in there does actually pick up a second kill. So did Alu, so they're making a contest of this. It would have seemed like Godsent had great control, but not anymore. AZ finding another one on a Pronax, and all of a sudden, it's just Schneider and Flusha. Schneider so far the only one with kills on this team. Flusha looking to rack up some on his own, but Schneider maybe getting a bit greedy here, wanting the ace. There's the first pickup. Can he get the last one for the ace? Look for it for a second. Nope. Flusha's a bit mean, so he's not going to let him have it. And with that, that'll take down AZ. It'll only be a 4 kill for Schneider, which are obviously not as impressive. And Godsent, though, will win the pistol, most importantly. And that, unless we see a response coming in on this round from Faze, may just end up being the map. AZ, though, getting himself a bit of a goodbye here, as he does just go right for the SMG on second round. The rest of them aren't going to be as audacious. They will just go for pistol pickups with armor behind it. And there's basically no utility for the CT side either. There's a single smoke on AZ, which is currently going to be used, it looks like somewhere here towards mid, or just to block off a point in the A site. And the only one sitting on B right now is going to be Jacob, and they have about 4 players lined up to push from those B halls into the site. Forgot I had the audio thing muted. Apologies, guys. I will make sure not to alt-tab until necessary. But Flusha once again moving in now to rejoin as things go a bit quiet across the map. And they are getting ready to execute. But Faze looks like they've suspected something here. Rain's moved in. Obviously, only 2 players on the site. And they still don't have AZ in here just yet. He's going to have to move back in the cross space or out through mid. But they are primed to execute. They're taking their good old time with it, though. I want to make sure that this goes well, but this is only buying more time for Faze to rotate in. Rain, though, getting hit very nicely on the way in. More, though, getting out in the position, and this execute's going to come just at the time the CTs are shuffling out onto the bomb site. Schneider and Krim's picking up 2. Jacob responding with 1 of his own. But it looks like, again, things are in pretty good hand at this point for Godsent as they move in. Kiyoshima as the last man standing. Actually, just get the bomb, so that slows things down a bit. But Kiyoshima now holding inside with an AK, and he's got armor. This may not be over just yet, considering it's a 1v3. Godsent, though, they have 35 seconds, so they've got a few moments here to figure out how exactly they want to approach this. Move in, though. Kiyoshima moving out, grabs that, but the bomb has been retrieved. Looks for a second kill. That is where Godsent are going to punish and end things. Flusha picking up against Kiyoshima. That ends it. Godsent go to 14, and Faze will be on the trash round. They are, however, going to decide to buy out for it. So no trash round indeed. They just go right for the buy. They know running a 12-round streak to take this into overtime would be very, very unlikely. So they're just going to play for the win here. Or at least try to delay the inevitable, essentially, as it would be at this point. And stop Godsent. We're getting up to that 15-round marker, but they're wasting no time. Very fast out. Flusha just grabbing as much intel as possible with that pistol in hand. They've seen a lot, and Pronax already picking up the first kill on the Kiyoshima. Alu holding back a bit here. Does find another kill. The drop down from Schneider, though, punishes Alu. He took a lot of damage from that, and that's where the trade's going to come in from AZ. And Jacob also rotating in here. Another trade after he loses his teammate. Shout out JW. So it's in a 2-on-2. They're pushed out, but Krim's moving in on a flank. This could end it all unless we see Rain expecting it. They get out of the way, so actually Krim doesn't see that much on the way in, and Flusha is going to be pressured. Now it's a 1v2. The only thing going for them at this point is that they haven't suspected Krims to wrap all the way around, but even he's got to play this a bit cautiously. The approach is good, though. Just waiting outside. There's the peek, and he doesn't find any kills with it. Krims gets the round, and Rain on the force-up. Again, another big clutch from him. Ends it in the 1v1. Faze keep themselves in the match for now. And with that, of course, that's going to mess things up pretty badly for the Godsent economy, but they're still going to go for it. Obviously, if they can upset and reset right here without any saves, then Faze are basically just going to have upgraded pistols on that what could be the final round. Force buy isn't going to be all that great, though. Again, utility's the biggest issue here. They've got 3 smokes for the entire team, 1 flashbang sitting on JW, and an HE and a Molly spread across JW and Pronax. 2 AKs, 2 Tech 9s, and JW sitting with a single SMG here. It is also going to go back to the very straightforward play into the B-bomb site as they once again sit back here and wait for their opportunity to move in and execute. Running from the timer quite a bit, and Faze, of course, still with the default split, a little bit light on mid, but making sense, of course, considering the weapons that they're still working with, and conversely, what more than likely Godsent have brought to the table And they will start to push in now. Rain holding himself down below here. Molotov actually going to force Rain out of position, but he sticks to it. He's just going to burn alive. Down to 18 HP. Sticks around for too long. With that, I guess he's going to be happy with the 1-for-1 trade. Burning alive to Pronax. Pronax, though, moving out. Bit of a messy on that spray, but does manage to take down Alu. And now AZ and Kiyoshima have a decision to make. Do we go for this? Do we try to keep it together? More than likely, they're going to make that decision to do that, but he could also save and have a little bit of gunpowder for that final round. Unfortunately, though, for AZ, he's not going to last very long. Kiyoshima doing some good damage, though, as he moves in. Nobody get a timing peek from Pronax, but all it does is draw the watchful eyes of Flusher, who moves in there, puts the 15th round up onto the board for Godsent. And with that, guys, they're only going to be one more round away from claiming Map 1 here in the set. On Faze's map pick, and so brutally as well. It does not leave Faze in a good position to respond on Train, but we'll leave it to Train to make suggestions like that once we actually get started with the match there. But on what could be our final round, Godsent are just going to proceed up to the A site. AZ wants this, though, wasting no time. He's a madman going in, picks up a kill, but he wants that AK, and he's going to lose himself to that. Good news is he does spot the fact that, again, there's a pretty well-primed A hit coming in, so that's going to call both Alu and Rain back into the bomb site as they were investigating mid. Kiyoshima's already here. They're going to double stack underneath platform. At least it looks like Alu's going to move himself up on top to watch a little bit better. Smokes move in. He's actually covered quite nicely from Palace pushes. Rain peaks, and again, he's going to be punished. They call it off, though, and now's where Jacob has a position. He's already been spotted and dinked down to 11 HP. That nade pretty much finishes him off, and it's a one-bullet job for Pronax to push us back in. They found that kill. They've opened up the box. They're still going for this B-hit plan, though, for good reason, too. It's wide open. The only player that's even close to this is going to be Rain watching towards mid. But they start to suspect something now. Kiyoshima falling back from his position that he wasn't before underneath plat. And Schneider just going to investigate and watch for those rotates, although he does overstay his welcome. That's where Kiyoshima is going to find his mark. 3-on-3 it will be. It's all at the moment just those upgraded pistols still for Faze. And again, they've got no utility for the entire team. This is all fragging power that needs to come in from Faze if they want this retake and to keep this match alive for a few more rounds. Although Kiyoshima with a great first shot. Crims does respond, however. It's another even battle, a 2v2. Crims waiting, although that panel wasn't broken. Thankfully, that last bullet connects on a headshot, and JW will close it out, guys. So there you have it, with JW finding that final kill and an overall monster first.